My name is Larry Peterson. I'm originally from Kansas. I've lived all over the United States, but I've been in Delaware since 1980, so Delaware is definitely home now. In my outreach, and I even call it a ministry, working with gay married men, I have learned that the catalyst for middle-aged men coming out was often the death of another man that was close to them. For my partner, it was his brother. For me, it was my brother-in-law. Frequently, it's a father. And in May, my father-in-law died, and I had kind of an emotional breakdown and an awareness I wasn't going to live my life the way I had up until then. And I read John McNeill's The Church and the Homosexual that summer. But the aha moment, I guess, was getting on the internet and learning there was an internet group for married men that were bisexual or gay. I joined it, and in a couple of days I realized, hey, that's me. There really are other men that feel like I do, and that completely changed my life and started me on a gay trail. So my life went from living as a straight man married with 2 children to now being completely out. I'm out at my church. I'm an ordained elder as a gay man. I'm out at the University of Delaware. I'm out in the Democratic Party. So I'm about as out as I guess as one could get. So it all happened within a year that I was out. And my wife asked me to wait a year before I came out to publicly so that she had a chance to kind of devote to or to relate to it, understand it. Unfortunately, when a married man comes out to his wife, it tends to drive the wife into a closet of her own. And I was blessed to have a wonderful wife. I just saw her this morning. She's very happily remarried, but we're still good friends. And both my kids were wonderfully supportive. My daughter was visiting, and we were at church, and she went in to use my computer, and we were having our very first gathering of the internet group that I created in Baltimore. And I had printed out the bios of each of the guys that said they were coming so that we could share them and know who each of these men were. And Martha read them. So when we came home from church, she knew, because mine was there, was one of them that was. And so my wife and I had agreed that whenever I came out to one child, we'd come out to both. And it was just a happenstance that my son called that day and said, oh, he was in New York, an attorney in New York, and he said, I'm going to be home next weekend. So Martha said, I want to be here when you come out to him. So we're all sitting at the kitchen table, and it's very serious, and I'm talking, and about halfway through my sharing, he gets this great big, huge, shit-eating grin on his face, and I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? And when I finished, he got up and walked around and gave me a big hug and said, Dad, this doesn't make any difference at all. And I said, well, what was that great big grin about? And he said, I thought this meeting was you were telling me you were dying, because he knew I just had some kind of a test. And he thought, hell, he's only gay.